Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Johnny Blaze from the Shy.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Johnny Blaze from the Shy. Black man with the fire in his eye. Came up live, no suit, no tie. Built that lane from the beef and the fry. He gave folks heat, no nap, no pause. Every room got shook when he took that draw. Wild little grin, sharp with the jaw. Cut through nonsense with a straight up clause. He was turned every time he stepped in. Talk that talk, made the weak men bend. People came back just to see it again. Cause he never played safe, he went all in. But he stayed real, stayed in his skin. Talk that talk, then let it spin. Be cool, baby, before it go left. Johnny got jokes and he don't pretend.
Be cool, be cool.
Before the corner,
Be cool, be cool.
or catch that mortar.
Guns hat on.
If you push too far,
Guns hat on.
that the warning bar. People love John, cause he keep it true. People love John, cause he ain't like you. Night chill, some still got the flame. Live on the screen, but the focus changed. Police cam clips in the day-to-day pain. Black news talk when the world acts strange. He break it down with that smart-ass smile. Make our heart truth feel a little less wild. Loves his dog, Duke, that loyal child. Dog in the shot and the move go mild. Still bold, still quick with the line. Still got the guts when it come that time. Humor so sharp to dance on the dime. Make you laugh while he peel back ground. He don't fold, he don't fake. Hands in the work, eyes on the tape.
Be cool.
That's the rule, he say. Or take that seat and get sent away.
Be cool, be cool.
Before the corner,
Be cool, be cool.
or catch that mortar.
Guns hat on.
If you push too far,
Guns hat on.
that the warning bar. People love John, cause he keep it true. People love John, cause he ain't like you. A little more calm, but the spark's still there. From the live show roots to the worn out chair. He laugh at pain and he calls it fair. Like, I've been through it, I ain't know when they're scared. Duke by his side, that's family. Big heart hidden in the stance, you see. Tenacity, boldness, humility. That's why the whole room roots for he.
Be cool, be cool.
Before the corner,
Be cool, be cool.
or catch that mortar.
Guns hat on.
If you push too far,
Guns hat on.
that the warning bar. People love John, cause he keep it true. People love John, cause he speak for you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning again. Happy Monday. We're live from the basement, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host with the most, JB2 Reactions, bringing y'all this Monday morning content. Salute to y'all. Hope all is truly well with everybody that's coming in. Please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for this type of content. Now, the teens took over. The teen takeover on the west side of Chicago on the 4th. There was a lot that went on, a lot didn't happen, and we're about to go over it right now, ladies and gentlemen. So give me one moment to go right to it. All right. Let's see. All right. Now, this is they just dropped this 14 hours ago right here. So you're gonna hear from the neighbors, the people that live on the block where everything had took place at. They're gonna voice their concerns and all that. So this is for educational and informational purposes only with this video from CBS Chicago. Fair use allows me to give commentary and to give my opinion on this particular news story that hit the news 14 hours ago. Good morning, Tanya.
Neighbors tell me this block was filled with hundreds of people last night. It is a cul-de-sac. They tell me police were already here trying to clear the crowds before gunshots rang out.
I wouldn't even say this was a block party.
Okay.
This was a takeover.
Etta Johnson captured this video from her window. It shows what Maple Avenue near Garfield Park looked like on the night of July 4th.
Chaos, obstruction of living.
Johnson says a lot of the people she saw seemed underage. This video, captured by another neighbor, shows what appears to be teenagers in the crowd. One person holding what appears to be a shotgun with an orange tip. That usually signifies it's a toy or replica, not a real lethal weapon. Neighbors also capturing police trying to clear the street around 1 a.m.
The police were totally outnumbered. They were outnumbered last night.
We have a female shot.
By 1:25 in the morning, a 17-year-old girl was in critical condition after being shot in the chest on Maple Avenue, according to Chicago police. Less than 10 minutes later, they say 6 more people between 17 and 20 years old were also shot on Maple. They were all taken to hospitals in good condition.
Sad. Very sad.
We're told at one point, police began telling people to either leave or get arrested.
Now, y'all see for y'all own self how thick it is on outside, right? Imagine yourself trying to drive through that block. No, you'll mess around and just have to turn around and reroute, because not even you will want to drive through all of that. And guess what? Them teams, they with it. You feel what I'm saying? So, like, again, when it's a multitude of people, the way that was on the 4th, ladies and gentlemen, it's like, don't just save yourself the aggravation. Just reroute and go the other way, because nothing in this situation, nothing good will come up out of all of these teenagers, young people that just flooding out the streets the way they is. I mean, I get it. It's the weekend. I know they want to be outside. They want to see the fireworks. I get all that. But at some point now, it's time for you to take y'all behinds on up in the house. Reggie Reg, what's the word? You see it, Reggie Reg? They thick on out there, man.
Neighbor captured this video showing officers placing someone into custody.
My husband and my neighbor, we moved our cars because they were destroying cars over here. And if you didn't have a locked gate, they would come and sit on your porch.
Now think about how bold that is. You got a house on that block, and say you don't have a fence gate, a gated fence around it, right? And locked. Like she just said, they will be bold enough to come right there and sit on your porch, knowing full well that they don't even live there. These young people is just out of control, ladies and gentlemen, if we're just going to be honest.
Separate neighbors told us people on this block are known to promote gatherings like this on social media.
They were here Juneteenth with the same mentality. Normally it's in August. They have some party for someone on the block. The last 3 years, we have been bombarded with this chaos.
Connie Mitchell has lived on Hamlin Boulevard for 30 years. Her doorbell camera capturing people crowded in front of her home.
If it's only getting worse, who's helping the residents who are pouring their heart and souls into this neighborhood?
She's a part of the Garfield Park Advisory Council and says she's been pushing for change in this area for years.
These kids, how can they work all night? You can give them jobs during the day. Where are they going to be at night?
The alderman and the mayor and the commander. We need help. We need serious help over here.
Neighbors tell me they're expecting more takeovers to happen here before the end of the summer. They say they're desperate for help and need city leaders to step in so there's some type of change. Reporting on the west side, I'm Asal Razai, CBS News Chicago.
Now, here's the thing. Will the mayor and the alderman in that district, right, will they really step up to the plate and actually get it to a point where they can organize it. And you're right about that, though. Where's the mom and daddies that's allowing they teenagers to be out there that late? You know what I'm saying? Conjugating like that. You feel what I'm saying? That most definitely was one of my questions right there, Nurse Petty. Where is the parents? Hey, good morning, daughter Zion. How you doing? Where's the parents at? Why aren't the parents putting foot to ass to these kids that's sitting on out here getting all this big time grouping, you know what I'm saying, marching through neighborhoods, destroying people's cars, destroying people's property? That's not necessary. Again, I don't have a problem with these young people being on outside. They gonna do what they do. I get all that, but like the way they going about it, I just don't like it. Exactly, Uncle Will. And look, we was able to be outside. I'm a teenager. I get how that goes. I know how that goes. I get it. But we weren't destroying people's vehicles and destroying people's properties and all this and that. No, we weren't doing nothing like that. And we didn't huddle up if hundreds and hundreds of us to be marching nowhere. Sorry, it's just different times. Now, yeah, we will be deep in groups. You know what I'm saying? When I was a teenager, again, not like that though. We weren't doing none of that and trying to take over the damn block. You know, people actually just knew how to go to Garfield Park. You go there with your family, you barbecue, you play baseball, you go over to the other side, you can shoot hoops on the courts. You know what I'm saying? It was actually peaceful. Now, I just don't know what the hell's going on now. And like I said, it's going to be more of these teen takeovers that's going on in the city. Hell, it's even going on in the suburbs. It's even going on, but see the difference in the city versus the suburbs. See, the police in the suburbs is already looking for some action. So they locked and loaded and ready for these teenagers. I just went over the teenager takeover, and I think this is in Naperville when I reported on that. Them teenagers thought that they was just gonna be down there in Naperville in the suburbs, acting the plum fool. Downtown Naperville. It was the teen takeover down there. What they do, and guess what? It ain't gonna be as many as teenagers in the suburbs versus in the city. It's gonna be way more in the city. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying, Nurse Petty. But then it shouldn't even get to that point where you have to be at guard because they don't want to, they just want to roam around, be disruptive. They want to sit up here and damage your property. And for what? What do they gain? And then you wonder why these parents need to be up front and center with their kids as far as their behavior, because now you damn near can put the parents in question, because guess what? These teenagers don't do what they do if they actually had guidance from their parents. I mean, again, kids gonna be kids, I get that, but I'm talking about really have parents that's putting foot to ass. But hey, in this day and age, if the parents put foot to ass the kids can call the police on the parents and get the parents locked up. So I think I don't think there's still no excuse, but the parents, they got their hands tied. I promise, Nurse Petty, I think that's the last thing I really don't worry about that, because I come with the respect with them too. See, what I realize is it's still a two-way street with these youngins. I'm not here to judge you, young brother. I've been there where you are. I've been there already where you was. Trust me, I understand. You still got to meet them with some type of respect, and don't be afraid to tell these young folks when they doing wrong. Don't be afraid to tell them when they doing wrong. When you look, I'm tired of all this where you can't check these kids because these ain't your kids, and these kids will end up shooting you dead if you try to say anything to them. Damn all that. Sometimes it may be necessary for you to step up as an adult and actually check these kids. Now, I ain't saying you got to go out your way every damn time to check them. You know, hey, sometimes you got to just stay on the sidelines and let things play out the way it do. And that's the trouble right there, Uncle Will. These kids nowadays don't believe there's any type of consequences behind their actions. They think they feel entitled, right? They feel entitled to do the things that they doing now. When in all actuality, like when life really hit them, then they gonna find out real quick, real soon, that no, your entitlement is not is not even supposed to be there. You don't have no reason to feel entitled to doing the things that you do. Destroying cars and people's property ain't it. I totally agree with you, Nurse Petty. I will have to agree that the parents need to take majority of the blame for what's going on right now. I won't disagree with that. Now, I wanted to report on this story. I had seen it this morning. I didn't know all the way the gist of it, but Carlos King got two parts to this. Now, the title of his his video is "Wow, 4-year-old Javeayah Harris is dead, and her parents did it. She's been gone over a month." Now, again, this story then broke maybe a few days ago, but I wanted to kind of glance at it and see what was really going on. But again, shout out to Carlos King because, again, he made two parts to this, and I want to go over this story to see what's the gist and why do I really, you know what I'm saying, when parents sit up here and harm their kids, that's the most despicable thing in the world, ladies and gentlemen. So I don't want to jump out the window. I want to hear it out to see what's going on. Again, this is not my own content. Shout out to Carlos King for putting this together. And fair use, this is for educational and informational purposes only.
We have arrested Javeayah's parents. We've arrested her dad, 23-year-old Javeayah Harris, and her mom, 22-year-old Michelle Herring. Sadly, the night of the 911 call on June the 30th, when that call was made, it was already too late to save Javeayah. At this time, our investigation supports that she had been deceased for at least a month.
All right, what's up with y'all? So look, I'm back again with another video right now. Look, I got an update for everybody who's out there wondering what's going on with this whole situation pertaining to the 4-year-old that went missing by the name of Javeayah Harris. Okay, now for those who do know what's going on, that's good for you, but it's a lot of people who don't know, so I'm going to break it down and tell y'all what's going on and where we are today with this whole situation. So basically, I do got to start this off the correct way by saying RIP to the beautiful baby, because they have announced that she did end up basically losing her life. And what's so crazy about it, she lost her life allegedly to the hands of her parents. Now,
yeah, Again, Uncle Will, I saw this story on Facebook. I briefly looked at it, and my condolences to the family as well. But if this is all true that the parents did this to their own kid, boy, I hope they put y'all underneath the jail. All right? I really do. That is sad. For a whole month, now all of a sudden you come up with the 109, call the police and call the ambulance. You know, these are the most really, to me, people like these two allegedly are very dangerous. Very dangerous, just cold-blooded.
I want to say RP to her, and I want to send my condolences out to the entire family and anybody out there that had a genuine love for her. Now, you know, they have been looking for her since, I think, June 30th, if I'm not mistaken. But basically, today they came out and stated that she has been, you know, dead for over a month now. So they said even when they got the phone call about her being missing, she was already gone and she has been gone. And that's just sad and unfortunate. Like we always say, man, these children are helpless. They don't know no better. And to have the person that is supposed to be taking care of you, protecting you, nurturing you, and things like that, for them to actually, you know, take your life is crazy to me. Now, the father, with his lame weird ass, he basically said that, you know, he left to go to the store. And when he was on the way back, the police were standing outside. They had the street blocked off and things like that. But he didn't think that it was, you know, pertaining to his house. Come to find out, according to him, you know, he thought once he realized it was them at his house, maybe his baby mama had just given birth or something like that. But in all actuality, I think when he left, he told her to call. And that's how things went the way that they went. Now, I do have a phone call interview that he did with someone, and I'm going to let y'all listen to that right now. And then I'm going to let y'all see a lot of other things as well, too, and all of the facts. But this is what he had to say in this phone interview with his lame, weird ass. This is it right here.
I had the chance to talk with the father yesterday, and it was an interesting conversation. I talked to him over the phone, and it was an initial interview that I had with him. And he told me a little bit about what happened, what the search was like, what he knows. And I'll give you a rundown, and then we'll actually play the call as well so you can hear it for yourself to give yourself some context. Now, he told me that he went out to run a few errands, went to go get candy for Javeayah. She said she wanted some. He went to a few other stores, ended up at a laundromat, and that's when he saw a large law enforcement presence. And at the time, his girlfriend was actually pregnant, so maybe he thought that she was going into labor. That's what he told me. That's his narration of what happened. He raced home, and that's when he saw a large law enforcement presence at his home, drones in the air. Investigators actually started talking to him, and he wasn't allowed to go in the house or check anything. He had no idea what was going on. He tells us that his girlfriend actually couldn't contact him because she didn't have cell service, though she was the one who did call 911 for help. According to an incident report from the sheriff's office, they tell us that Javeayah was last seen in the front yard playing with chickens at their chicken coop. The sheriff telling us that she just wandered off. That's what they think, and that's what they know right now, is that they believe that she has wandered off and that there was no abduction. There's been a lot of talk about that Amber Alert. That's part of the criteria for issuing one of those. So the father, again, telling me that it's been emotional for them. It's been very hard not knowing what happens. He says that you see this in movies, you see this on TV, but you don't expect it to happen in your own community or your own family. And he said that Javeayah was not one to run away or has not done that in the past. She was extremely friendly. There were initial reports that she was a child with autism. We learned out that that's not necessarily true, but she may be on the spectrum. She was not nonverbal. She's very communicative and can talk. So that has changed since the very beginning. So I know that there is a lot of conversation happening around that initial interview and conversation that I had with the father. There was supposed to be a follow-up interview where we could ask more questions and get more information from him, but that did not happen. So we're stuck with what we have right now from the family, but it does give us some insight. We're going to play that call for you so you can listen for yourself and draw your own conclusions, and you can hear for yourself what he had to say.
Okay, I got up around 5-ish, and my daughter was outside playing. My girl was out there watching her. She was in and out of the house, I say that. And I was going to get up to wash the clothes. Yeah, what else can I say? I left the house around what 6, like late 6, maybe like early 7. It was probably around like 6, and I got back to the house maybe around 7:15 because my girl and my daughter said they wanted some candy, like she wanted some suckers and she wanted some cookies, and I had went to like three stores maybe in between those times to go get gas, Black & Miles, and I had got some drinks, like some little Mad Dogs and stuff like that. And when I left and I went back to dry the clothes because I was washing them. I was sitting there for a little minute, then I ended up going to another store. Like these 3 stores that I'm saying, like I sold the 3 stores already, but I went to a store last.
Gotcha.
And I was back at the washing machine that was right beside the Circle K. And then when I was at the Circle K, I was seeing a lot of police and stuff going through, and I was wondering. I was like, a lot of stuff goes on in Aiken to where you be like, okay, it's the police or whatever. But I didn't know that it was my house. But my girlfriend at the time, she didn't have service. She didn't have service on her phone, so she couldn't call me to let me know anything that was going on. So she just ended up calling 911. So when I came back to the house, before I got on my road, I seen a police truck with a drone out, and then that's when I started speeding up because I was like, it's something going down like close to my house. When I got to turn on my road, I seen a whole bunch of police like right at my house. So that's when I hurried up and I got to the house, and I was like, what's going on? I thought my girlfriend was in.
Is this for real? Well, let me ask the chat. Do y'all buy into his story that he's laying out to this news reporter? I'm just saying.
Labor because she was supposed to have a baby. You know what I'm saying? Soon. So she ended up having a child.
Good morning, Lovelace. Good morning.
But she came up crying to me saying my Javeayah missing. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I kind of freaked out. And the detectives were telling me I couldn't go look and stuff like that because they didn't want me to mess up the area or whatever. But that's basically what happened up until all of this came about.
Okay. Is she known to run away? Like, has there been past issues with that with her? Is she known to do that?
No, she does not run away, but I will say that she is friendly. Like, she's friendly, like she doesn't like, it's not a stranger danger thing where it's not like get away from me. Like, she didn't get that. She didn't understand it. She was just all friendly to everybody. She was very respectful. Like, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir. Like, that's what she do. We raised her great. Like, she was a real smart kid. That's why, like, they had me kind of, like, messed up. But they were saying that she was not, like, she's nonverbal and that. Like, yeah, she was saying she's autistic and, like, that was like, the media was like messing. I don't want to cuss, but that was messing my head up a little bit because they don't even have a good description of my child to try to describe her.
What's a good? Is she autistic or is she on the spectrum at all? Is that true?
She was on the spectrum when she was born, but they said that she couldn't be tested until she was 4 years old.
Okay, so it's on. You guys just don't know.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Exactly. We never got her tested, and she's never given.
Well, congratulations, Lovelace, on the new addition to the family. Shout out to you with the new grandbaby. That is good news right there. Congratulations, Lovelace. No. You all right. You all right.
Given a sign that she is, autistic. She talks good. She's like very like she talks better than me. She got more respect than me.
Understood. So you guys had no idea what could have happened to her.
I have no clue. Sir, I don't like. It's really wild, but I gave all of these detectives this information about people snooping around the house lately. Like since I started work, like from Friday, well Thursday really, but from Friday to Monday, I had to work.
You know what, Carlos King? I see why you called him what you called him now. Like, dude, I don't buy into nothing of what you talking about. To me, all you doing is just filibustering to this news reporter over the phone. This is laughable.
I was working night shifts, and every time I left, my
Hey,
girl
Deja Vu.
she would tell me like, "Oh, it's been people doing this," and then the third around the house, they've been called, like they be on the phone with people like around the house, like just talking and walking real slow and things like that. And like I've been telling them that, but
how are you doing through all of this?
I mean, I didn't got.
It's okay.
I didn't got a little bit of it out, but it's like not knowing is killing me. It's killing me, like, because like I mean you see stuff like this often, but you don't expect it to be you.
And is the mother, is she your wife?
No, she's not my wife.
Oh yeah,
She's
I'm live.
Okay.
KTC.
How is she doing?
Yes, I'm live. I'm live right now. Okay, you listen at work. Okay.
She's still a little tore, but she's making it. She's trying to stay calm because we just, like I said, we just recently had a child. She had to like really go in labor early because all the stress that was going down. She had that baby the same night that all of this happened.
Okay, now that y'all heard what he had to say, you know, it's semi-believable if you don't know the extent of everything, you know, because kids do leave, kids do certain things. But with the parents being arrested for murder, lets you know a lot. So, you know, and child abuse too as well. For those things to be associated with them, lets you know that they've been in cahoots, they've been knowing what's going on. They said that they have evidence now showing that they actually took the baby's life. Now, I'm going to show y'all the original press conference where they were still looking for her. They were in an active search and things like that. Now, I've heard that the mother and father were involved with the active search. Now they're saying that the baby wasn't even in that area. So for somebody to be playing games with y'all right there in y'all face, helping you look, that's one of the worst things that I hated. Somebody that steal from you or did something to your stuff and help you look for it. You know, that's one of the things that a lot of us despise. But at the same time, for it to be your own kid makes it 1,000 times worse. But this is the original press conference with him saying what he has to say about the whole situation.
I'm Marty Sawyer, and I'm the sheriff of Aiken County. And behind me, you'll see South Carolina Highway Patrol and several members of our senior command staff that are here with us today. This afternoon, Javeayah Harris is still missing. And we are working around the clock to find Javeayah and to bring her home. As a parent and a grandparent of young children, this investigation hits close to home. We know that this family is living a nightmare, and we are doing everything we can to bring Javeayah home. Talk a little bit about our initial call. At approximately 8:43 p.m. Tuesday night, 911 dispatch received a call about a 4-year-old missing girl in the area of Hillsborough Street and Ridgecrest Road here in Aiken County. Deputies quickly got a detailed description of Javeayah. The sheriff's office shared her picture with the public and the media. We immediately began searching for Javeayah. We'll go over a few of our investigative steps. So to give you an idea of the massive efforts going into this search, law enforcement set up a roadblock in her neighborhood immediately. We continue them roadblocks nonstop. They're still going as we speak, and will go for a few more days. Because finding Javeayah is the most important thing, and we believe them roadblocks may help us do that by gaining some information and maybe talking to some potential witnesses that didn't know they were witnesses. The community has been very supportive, and they're sharing information with us. We've been talking with neighbors. We've completed a grid search of more than 3,000 acres on foot. We've been supported in that by helicopters, drones, and dogs. The FBI is on scene assisting with analytical data. And they have trained personnel on the ground who specializes in investigating missing children cases.
All right. Now y'all heard the press conference from the very beginning when they was looking for, right? Now, this just came out, what, like 13 hours ago. Now, they went to jail and all this and that, right? But now they are held without bond. Bond denied. So we about to go over this again. This is part 2 of it. Shout out again to Carlos King.
That for $5,000, but because it's connected to the homicide charge, I'm going to deny bond. So these two are going to be connected together, and a circuit court judge will hear that. One bond will have no effect on your charges or your day in court. You've been charged with homicide by child abuse, which carries a prison sentence, if convicted, of 20 years to life. You understand that? Yes. You have the right to a jury trial. You also have the right and obligation to attend all court proceedings.
All right, what's up with y'all? So look, I'm back again with another video right now. This is a quick update from me about Javeayah Harris, the little baby who went missing from South Carolina, the 4-year-old, right? Now, we already know that the parents were taken into custody for, homicidal child abuse, as they're saying, right? Now, we already know they have to have something on them to even give them these murder charges. But basically, they were both denied a bond today, right? Now, before I move forward, I forgot, I can't be tripping like that. I got to say RIP to the beautiful baby and send my condolences out there to anybody out there that had a genuine love for her. Now, it's just sad and unfortunate that we don't know any details right now, but it's just so sad and unfortunate that, these children are going through what they're going through with these weird ass people that's supposed to be parents. But basically, they got the nerve with their funky asses to be asking for a court-appointed lawyer, which is crazy to me. But, they ended up denying the mother the opportunity to get a court-appointed lawyer because they said that she makes too much money, which she said she makes like $2,600 a month. And then I think that the dad, he's trying to get a court appointed, but basically they're not going to let him do what he want to do because they need to figure out his financial situation. He said he just got a job at DHL, which is a shipping company. And basically, he said he hasn't got paid yet, but he said that the girlfriend contributes to the bills in the household, right? Now, they had a house now that they are showing to the public where they were looking for her body. I'm going to show y'all that real quick. It's a quick little clip, but it just shows you where they were looking for her at in the beginning.
I tried to keep myself over here, but it's pretty hard. You said Cindy's going.
Now, it's just crazy that, we even got to go through this type of shit. But yesterday I let y'all hear the father speak, doing a interview basically with someone over the phone, and he gave his account of things. Now, a lot of us caught on to the fact that he was speaking on his daughter in past tense, basically saying she was and this and this and that, right? And his story would have made sense if he didn't explain it the way that he did. You can tell he was lying instantly. But
at that part right there, Carlos King, I didn't buy none of what he was saying. It didn't make sense. And like you said, why would you be talking about her in past tense? I would think you would be talking about in the present. Not only protecting you, It's because of him that you was able to be brung into the world. He planted the seed. He planted the seed, deja vu, and then he takes the seed away. Boy, that's some cruel, heartless. That's very heartless right there. I mean, it ain't even no words for an individual like that to me.
You knew what the hell was going on, and like I said before, you know, he basically tried to put it on his newborn baby that he felt like the police presence was there and stuff like that. If you missed it, I'm gonna go ahead and play that for you again. And if you want to hear it again to get refreshing, then I'm gonna let y'all hear that as well too. But I hate to leave people wondering what the hell was said and what was going on or what I'm talking about. So this is the father speaking again here.
The father again telling me that it's been emotional for them. It's been very hard not knowing what happens. He says that you see this in movies, you see this on TV.
Okay, let me skip because we just heard that. So we just heard all that. So let's skip through all of that. All right, get to
what was announced, but also what the feeling was like being there at that bond hearing and seeing her and hearing her speak too.
Yeah, of course. Well, this was our first time that we laid eyes on her since her arrest, and she came into the courtroom with no attorneys present, and the judge told her her rights and gave her the procedures of what was going on today before ultimately denying her bond. He said that the charge of homicide by child abuse charge would have to be taken up in the circuit court, and that he did not have the authority to set bond there, and then the filing a false police report charge. He said that carries up to a $5,000 bond, but because it's connected to the homicide charge, the judge denied bond there. But it was pretty quick here, Will, with her coming in, the judge giving the procedures there and telling her her rights and denying the bond and everything. Some other notes that came out of it, the judge asked her where she was currently employed. She said Transcom, and the judge asked how much she weeks, and she said about $1,300 bi-weekly. And then he said that she makes too much to qualify for a court-appointed attorney there. And another question that was asked of her by the judge was who else lives in the household, and her answer to that was, quote, the father. That's all she said. And then the judge asked her where he works, and she said DHL. But yeah, I mean, it was pretty quick in there. I mean, it was quiet. There, like I said, there were no attorneys present with her. She was cuffed at the ankles whenever she came in, and just really did see a lot of.
But wait a minute, I'm confused about that because, I mean, if they should already give her a public defender off the riff if she can't actually afford a lawyer. So you mean to tell me because she made $1,300 every 2 weeks that she makes too much, that boy, they trying to squeeze money. But I mean, in this situation, hey, I guess it is what it is. But like, damn, that's making a lot of money though. Wait a minute, KTC. So you mean to tell me $1,300 every 2 weeks constitutes her making too much to just get a public defender? Wow, so you don't weigh in what she got to pay out on bills or none of that then, huh? Boy, that's crazy as hell. That's crazy. I've never heard of that now. That's something different to me.
Motion in there. I mean, even I was watching her as she was signing the papers before the deputies took her back into custody. Didn't really see anything but a blank face in there, but just very quick in there. But of course, we're camping out here at the detention center as we wait to see if we'll see Javeayah's father in court today.
Yeah, again, the newest update too is that she was denied bond, and we were waiting in hope.
That's what I was saying. That's why that threw me for a loop, that they calculated, and she told them I made $1,300 every 2 weeks. So they quickly denied her to even get a court-appointed attorney. They making her spend her money. Now think about this, ladies and gentlemen. How in the fuck she gonna spend any type of money on a lawyer if she locked up? So that means any money that she's getting right now, that money got to go towards the bills and whatever else. But well, actually, at this point, she ain't got to worry about them bills for a while because she gonna be locked up. But for them to say that knowing that she is locked up, that is the wildest shit to me in the world. I'm sorry. How is she able to pay for a lawyer if she's locked up? She's not able to make that $1,300 every 2 weeks if she's currently being in jail. How will she be able to afford that? Hell, I don't see a scenario where she keep her job. Excuse me. After this, what? Boy, that's cold-blooded.
To see the bond hearing for the father this morning too, but that has since been delayed because they said he was not ready for the bond hearing this morning. So we're checking with the sheriff's office to see exactly when that will be.
But you know how so ridiculous this shit is? How would she be able to pay for a lawyer if she's locked up? That makes absolutely no sense to me at all. You deny her a court-appointed attorney, tell her that she makes too much. She's not making nothing if she's in jail. So that means to me, in my opinion, that she should be awarded the right to have a court-appointed attorney. It's no way in sound mind that if she has a family and she's taking care of bills, that now you're going to make her pay for a lawyer? I'm telling you, Uncle L, this shit is ridiculous, though. This is baffling to me. I mean, look, I don't know if she actually did it or not, but for them to deny her bond the way they did, her and the baby and the father, then that means that they got some bona fide proof to hold them the way they do.
Sydney, what was the process this morning when you got there? Just for people who don't understand what you have to do for a bond hearing, take us through what the steps are, what the process is. It was supposed to start at 10 o'clock too.
Yeah, well, on our end, we have to file paperwork to get permission from the judge to have our cameras present in there. So, I mean, if you want me to kind of take you through my day, I will. I got out here at around 9:20. I wanted to get here early enough to make sure that we are ready to go, since judges typically like to get through these things quick and fast here. We gave our paperwork to the front desk here at the detention center. They sent it back to the judge for him to look it over, and that took about 20 or so minutes. Around 9:40, 9:45, the front desk told me that somebody would come to bring us back to the courtroom at 10 o'clock. And then around 10:15, I think I told you, Will, that we were still waiting to go back. And then shortly after I sent that message to you, somebody came back, told us the procedures and how this was going to work, that they would bring us back into the room and bring us back into a room before bringing us into the courtroom to set us up where cameras are supposed to set up there. But yeah, nothing really more to say there. I mean, it was like I said, typically, these things start on time, but I mean, you never know with court. There could be a multitude of factors that went into why we didn't start right at 10 o'clock this morning. I mean, you have to think it's a weekend, but it's also a holiday weekend. So that also factored into that, I'm sure, as well.
All right, thanks, Sydney, for the insight too. I'll keep you on here. We can kind of talk about yesterday as well, because you've been on the ground the last couple of days with the search efforts and then also the press conference too. And I'm just going to answer some questions as well. Yes, you can go to bond hearings in South Carolina, just decide. So I don't know.
Wait, so this is all happening in South Carolina? See, that's what I've been waiting on to know, because I didn't know what state this was in. So all of this is happening in South Carolina? Well, hell, now I ain't got to sit up here and keep guessing at this shit. It's no wonder why they ain't got no damn bond. Yeah, they not going to get no fair trial, ladies and gentlemen. Because again, well, I ain't gonna say they're not gonna get a fair trial, but if they got enough evidence to hold them the way they is, oh, they gone. So they ain't even got to worry about paying no bills at their house or nothing like that. They gonna be there in prison, paying another bill up in prison for a while. You know, they may have to work out there in the chain gang or whatever the case may be. Who knows? I'm not all the way familiar with it down there in South Carolina, but like, damn, y'all doing foolish shit like this? Boy, they about to slam y'all black ass down there in South Carolina, though. That's what I know.
There's been a lot of people coming in and out. I think we can play the bond hearing again for people who haven't seen that and hear from her. So if we want to play the video from the bond hearing, we'll play that in a second. Sydney, did they give you any indication on when the father's bond hearing will be, or what exactly did they say in the courtroom today or before you got in there about the dad's hearing?
Well, before we were already in the courtroom, just getting set up, ready to go. And this was before they brought the mother in, of course. And the judge told us just as a courtesy, because we have a lot of equipment in there. And so he didn't want us to go through the trouble of having to set up all of our equipment and then waiting there all afternoon. And of course, they have other bond hearings to get to today. But he said that the father may or may not be ready, that they'll check after they finish with the mother. And of course, after deputies took her back, they checked to make sure he was ready. He was not. And so the judge then dismissed us out of the courtroom and said it could happen this morning or it could happen this afternoon. Didn't really specify there. I think they're still trying to figure that out on their end. They told us to check in with the sheriff's office, which of course, like you just mentioned, we have done that already. So like I said, we're camping out here until we get the green light to go back inside.
And we have that bond hearing that Sydney was at. We'll play that for you guys so you guys can see and hear her for the first time.
In regards to the filing false police report of a felony violation, that bond would have been set for $5,000, but because it's connected to the homicide charge, I'm going to deny bond. So these two are going to be connected together, and a circuit court judge will hear that. So as of this morning.
Yes, we ask that she complies with DSS requirements.
Court, you contact the public defender's office to complete the application process. Court dates, times, and locations will be included in the paperwork that I'm about to give you, so don't try to keep up with anything in your head. For charges that will be heard in General Sessions Court, you have the right to a preliminary hearing. A preliminary hearing does not determine if you are guilty or not guilty. It simply confirms if probable cause exists to move forward to trial with the charges that you face. If you want a preliminary hearing, you need to submit the form I will give you within 10 days, and that 10 days starts today. You will get a copy of everything that you sign. Understand that by signing, know that it is not an admission of guilt or anything other than a receipt of the documents as part of this bond hearing process. Please follow the deputy's guidance and sign and initial everywhere that it is highlighted in yellow. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Herring, you've been charged with homicide by child abuse. Do you understand that charge?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that if convicted, it carries up 20 years to life in prison? Do you understand that? You've also been charged with filing false police report of a felony violation. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
It carries up to 5 years in prison or a $5,000 fine. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you want to see if you qualify for a court-appointed attorney, or are you going to retain the services? Are you going to retain the services of your own legal counsel?
I can get public assistance.
Okay. So answer a couple of questions for me. Are you employed?
Yes, sir.
And where do you work?
Transcom.
Transcom?
Yes, sir.
Do you get paid weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly?
Bi-weekly.
And on average, what do you typically bring home every 2 weeks?
1,300.
Anybody else live in the household with you?
Yes, sir. The father.
So just one?
Yes, sir.
What's going on,
Does he
Egan?
do anything to contribute to the financial status of the home?
He work at DHL.
Okay. All right, this time, you make too much money to qualify for a court-appointed attorney.
Okay.
So you're gonna need to retain the services of legal counsel on your own.
That is so wild. Oh my gosh. And so now in South Carolina, if you make up to or over $1,300 every 2 weeks, they make you pay for your own lawyer. Oh, that is some straight bullshit. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen, they will never tell you nothing like that here in Illinois. Look, I can't afford a lawyer. I need a court-appointed lawyer. And it's mandated they got to give you, if you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed to you from the courts. Damn, that's how they do it down there in South Carolina, huh? You tell them you make $1,300 every 2 weeks, and they tell you make too much. I don't know what type of lawyer she able to get, because Egan, that's only $2,600 out the month. I mean, now one thing I think I understand that more than likely down there in South Carolina, the cost of living is low, right? So I have to take that into consideration too. But damn, she not even working though, Egan. How's she gonna be able to make the money to pay for the lawyer? If they deny her bond and all this and that, then how would she be able to pay for the lawyer? She's in jail. She can't make no money to pay for no lawyer. What lawyer? That's why to me this shit is stupid.
You also have a first court appearance set up for September 18th of this year at 9 a.m. in the main courtroom at the Aiken County Judicial Center, 109 Park Avenue Southeast in Aiken. Right. If you're able to bond out, then you'll need to be there for this first appearance. If you have not bonded out on these charges, the sheriff's office will transport you to the courtroom. Does Victim Services have anything they'd like to add to the record this morning?
Yes, we ask that she complies with DSS requirements.
All right. Very good. Is there anyone from law enforcement that is here to put anything on the record? Very well. All right. Ms. Harry, with regards to a homicide by charge, it carries 20 years to life if convicted. Based on the severity of the charge and the penalty that it carries, I do not have the authority to set bond. You will have to go before a circuit court judge. The circuit court judge will basically do what I'm doing, but will have the authority to set a bond on you. Sometime within 30 days, you will have that opportunity to go before the circuit court judge. With regards to the filing false police report of the felony violation, that bond would have been set for $5,000, but because it's connected to the homicide charge, I'm going to deny bond. So these two are going to be connected together, and a circuit court judge will hear that. So as of this morning, there is no bond that is set for you. All right.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
That is so goddamn crazy. KTC, my whole thing, even I feel that part is unjust, because now you're asking her to pay for a lawyer, but if she has no bond, and then she may have to wait 30 days to be seen in front of the circuit court judge, how would she be able to pay for a lawyer? That is my thing. If she is not going to work to make the money. Now, I hope somebody else see it that way too. How is she able to pay for a lawyer if she's locked up without bond? And then he won't give her no bond, but because of the other charge, that's what they saying. That's what they saying, KTC. But I'm waiting on more evidence to come out. That is what she is being accused of, her and the baby daddy, right? But I'm not so quick to jump completely up out the window. I'm not gonna put nothing on nobody until I hear some more info about this and see some more evidence to the effect. I don't know. I don't know. We heard the father. You feel what I'm saying? I didn't believe his story though, but again, gotta wait, sit back and wait to see.
If you would just sign an initial where it's highlighted in yellow.
I ain't even like
Okay, now that y'all can hear her, you know, they seem like they so sad and about to cry, break down and shit like that, but
they haven't mentioned the part of how the child died. I haven't heard that part of it as of yet. But they said when they did call 911, they said that the child was already dead. You feel what I'm saying, KTC? So it's like then the autopsy, when they performed the autopsy on the girl, they said that she been dead for over a month. But like what Carlos King has said, that they have some type of video proof that they was the one that actually did it. Now, I'm already knowing I'm sure you can't show that on YouTube. But if that is the case, then yeah, the parents ain't shit.
But they weren't doing that shit beforehand when they did whatever they did to their baby. Now, I don't know who could have did what, because, you know, people blaming postpartum already without even knowing it. But I'm not going to put postpartum on every situation, especially if somebody's involved with the shit. That dude knew what the hell he was doing, and he tried to manipulate it and finesse the people. And like I said before, and I will continue saying forever, when it's a case where you're trying to manipulate authorities, they're going to make an example out of your ass for trying to manipulate them. Nobody's going for that green ass shit at all. But I'm going to let y'all hear the father speak. Now, you know, he was sitting over there looking like a wet puppy, you know, like sad and shit. But, man, get the hell out of here. You know, me being a father, I couldn't imagine, you know, taking my child's life, let alone be a part of somebody else doing it. So anyway you go, your ass is out of there, you're trash and you're lame. But this is him in his court hearing.
So we can confirm that bond has been denied for Javeayah Harris's father now. So bond denied for both parents in this case. I'll read to you some notes that we got from our reporter here in the courtroom, but this is breaking. The father has been denied bond. The mother, we knew earlier this morning, was also denied bond. So same judge as earlier presiding over this case. So he was not a circuit court judge. He couldn't address this situation with child abuse. So again, it carries 20 years to life in prison. From the notes, they said when the judge asked the father if he wanted to see if he qualified for a court-appointed attorney, he struggled to answer and then asked the judge to repeat the question. So the judge said, let's see if you qualify for an attorney. He said he was employed by DHL Ridgestone, gets paid weekly, doesn't know how much, and said when asked if there are any others in the household, he said, my girlfriend, and then in a softer tone said, my child. He's not qualified for a court-appointed attorney, so he will have to find counsel on his own. The judge said a circuit court judge will...
Wait, hold on. So, wait. How you working a job and you don't know how much you bring home? Damn, they really ain't giving them they ain't giving them no slack. They said, no, you got to pay for your own damn lawyer. Damn, I didn't hear how much he bring home a week. Jesus Christ.
Handle bond, but the judge said today that bond is being denied and being transferred to a circuit court judge. So there's more to all of this. They will be back in court. It's unknown when that will be. So we're going to have to figure that out. Again, we know that Javeayah Harris' first appearance will be on September 18th at 9 a.m., where she'll enter into a plea. So we're going to work on getting some of that video back. They've got to get out of the courtroom and get some more information. Then they'll feed that back to us, and then we will get that on this stream as soon as we can, so you guys can get your first look and first video look at him and hear what he had to say and hear what the judge had to say in court as well. All right. Again, the father's bond was just denied. Let me see. There's more information here. I'm trying to catch up. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, so the circuit court will hear bond with... Okay, here we've got some video for you guys. This just happened, so we're feeding this back here as quickly as we can. I mean, this just happened, so you guys are getting your first look with me. I'm also seeing this for the first time with you guys.
Mr. Harris.
Yes, sir.
Today is Sunday, July 5th, 2026. My name is Judge Thornton. You're in bond court. When bond is set, and if you can meet the requirements of the bond, you will be released from this facility. However, being released on bond will have no effect on your charges or your day in court. You've been charged with homicide by child abuse, which carries a prison sentence, if convicted, of 20 years to life. You understand that?
Yes,
sir. You have the right to a jury trial. You also have the right and obligation to attend all court proceedings. You have the right to represent yourself and get your own attorney. If you cannot afford to hire an attorney, the court may appoint an attorney to represent you. We will start that qualification process today, but it is up to you to follow up. Your case is going to be heard in General Sessions Court. So after today's preliminary application, you will be given an opportunity to meet with the Public Defender's Office to confirm if that's the direction you want to go. Court dates, times, and locations of all future court dates and proceedings will be included in the paperwork that I will give you today. Charges that will be heard in General Sessions Court, you also have a right to a preliminary hearing. A preliminary hearing does not determine if you are guilty or not guilty. It simply confirms that there's probable cause.
So, you know, what it seems like to me, if I'm reading this the right way, right? If you in South Carolina, the only way that they would give you court-appointed attorney is that you have no income whatsoever, no job. So it sounds like to me that you better tell that judge you ain't got no job so you could be able to get you a court-appointed attorney. Because it seems like that's the only way that you would be able to get a court-appointed attorney. You can't tell that judge that you work, because otherwise he's going to expect you to pay for your own lawyer. That is crazy.
Was sufficient to move forward to trial with the charges that you face. Understanding all this and the charges and the penalties that you face, do you want to see if you qualify for a court-appointed attorney, or do you plan on contesting these charges by retaining your own legal counsel?
I don't have an attorney or a lawyer yet. But I'm just Can you repeat the question?
Let's just see if you qualify.
Bro, you knew what that lawyer said, bro. I in a way I get it. Your mind is all over the place with these charges on you. I kind of get it, but that lawyer shouldn't have, that judge shouldn't have had to repeat that. You actually heard what he said. Excuse me. So, look, bro, it's either you can afford to go ahead and get a lawyer because you working. See, the magic, I think they both went wrong. See, because they locked up. You're only, you can't. I would have said right then and there, no, Your Honor, I do not have a job. I can't afford a lawyer on my own. And left it at that, because you telling the judge that you have a job don't do you no good now, because you're in jail. You're in lockup. You cannot produce any type of income to be able to afford your own attorney. So to me, I would have think, no, judge, I don't have means to be able to get my own lawyer. Okay, I need because now I'm out of a job. I'm in jail. That would have been my argument to the judge right then and there.
So a court-appointed attorney. Are you employed anywhere?
Yes, sir.
And where do you work?
DHL Bridgestone.
Say that again for me.
DHL Bridgestone.
And do you get paid weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly? Weekly. And what do you, on average, bring home every week?
It was my first check. I haven't seen it yet.
So you don't know?
No, sir.
Deja vu, that's the only way that I would even think about it that way, because, again, I'm locked up. That's a trick question to me that the judge will even ask them, do they have a job? Not anymore. Not anymore. If they did before they got locked up, yes. But now, since they have these type of charges and they're not even getting a bond, how do you really expect them, which I guess in a way that's not their problem, but to me, I think it's a fixed fight in the dough, because that's a trick question. You feel what I'm saying? Who gonna have a job if they in jail for unaliving their own child and then don't even get a bond? How would they be able to afford their own lawyer? That is beyond me. And it was just said that he just got this job at DHL. So again, how would he be able to afford a attorney of his own volition? I think that was a trick question, but I think he should have said, no, Your Honor, I ain't working. Exactly. I think, in my opinion, though, KTC, I think both of them would have been better off saying, no, I ain't got no job, Your Honor. I can't afford the lawyer on my own volition. You feel what I'm saying? Because that actually would have been the truth. They're locked up. They cannot go out there and earn to be able to pay a lawyer. I would have said no. I wouldn't have told them, yeah, I got a job. How? You're locked up. You can't go out there and earn. How would you be able to afford unless you start hitting up your family members or something?
All right, besides you, how many of us live in the household with you?
Just me, my girlfriend, and my child.
Okay, does she contribute to the financial status of the house as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You also have a first initial court appearance date set up for September 18th of this year at 9 a.m. in the main courtroom at the Aiken County Judicial Center, 109 Park Avenue Southeast in Aiken. So once again, don't try to keep up with all these numbers and dates in your head. It'll be a part of the paperwork that I'll give you in just a few minutes. Remember that you also have a right to request a preliminary hearing and paperwork.
Okay, so it's in Aiken, South Carolina. That is where they holding court at. We knew it was South Carolina. I was just waiting to see what city it was in. So I see it's in Aiken, South Carolina. Okay.
Included as well that you've got 10 days to submit that paperwork, and that 10 days starts today. Now, with regards to the charge, bond, you're here to have a bond set, but this court does not have the authority or the jurisdiction to set a bond for a sentence of a crime that could get you life in prison. So today's bond is being denied, and it's also being transferred to the circuit court, where a circuit court judge will hear this case within the next 30 days, and the circuit court judge will set the bond for the charge. But for now, there is no bond. All right? And I do not qualify you at this point for a court-appointed attorney. So it would be my advice to you to seek legal counsel to represent you as you move forward. All right, best of luck to you. We're adjourned.
With victim services, we are asking that.
I believe, now, y'all tell me, now, since we didn't listen on both ends, right? Do y'all believe that both the mother and the father should have told that judge that they was working? To me, it didn't make no sense, because I felt like the judge asked him a trick question with that, for one, right? For two, it's no way for them to be able to earn any money to pay a lawyer if they are incarcerated, right? So to me, I think, in my opinion, they just would have been better off saying, no, Your Honor, I'm not working. Then they would have quickly, the judge would have had no other choice but to give them a court-appointed attorney. They were so proud to say, yeah, I work. No. And then you got to tell them how much you bring it home weekly or every week or every 2 weeks. Like, no, bro, you used to bring that in before you got incarcerated. You got to forget about DHL. that woman got to forget about her job. For what? I mean, you're not earning. So I think the best answer in that situation would have been, no, Your Honor, I'm not working, because that actually would have been the correct answer. But because y'all chose to say, yes, I'm working and I'm bringing, not anymore. Whatever you was doing before you got incarcerated, you're no longer making that. So now at this point, you cannot tell that judge, well, too late now, you did. And that's why the judge denied you. And now he's going to put the pressure on you to get a lawyer on your own volition. I think they tricked both of them. And I think they did that just because they tried to make, law enforcement down there look like some idiots. And I don't think they take too kindly of that. And I wouldn't either. So in a way, I kind of get it.
He complies with DSS requirements.
Yes. Thank you, Victim Services. I appreciate that. You comply with DSS's requirements. All right. That's a condition of the bond. Yes. All right. Very good. Thank you. All right, come on.
Well, there you have it. There's the bond hearing for Javeayah Harris, who is the father of 4-year-old Javeayah Harris, who is still missing tonight, but is believed to be deceased at this time. You heard the judge say, good luck to you, as he seeks legal counsel or tries to find legal counsel and proceeds with his court hearings as well. So if you guys are just catching up here, the mother, Javeayah Harris, was arrested and charged just like the father was, and had her bond hearing earlier this morning. That was denied, but this judge does not have the authority. You heard him say it does not have the authority to set bond.
What I'm saying, no, I'm not talking about it that way. Yeah, he had a job before he went to jail, though, Deja Vu. How do you expect him to pay for a lawyer if he's locked up now? I get the part of them asking him the question of, did he have employment? Yeah, that's past tense. They not going to have them jobs. It's over with. So in my mind, if he never gave the judge the amount of what he bring home every week, how can he still disqualify him for getting a court-appointed attorney? What's the word, Marlo? Now, I'm not saying that, okay, I'm not saying, in my mind, though, Deja Vu, you still got to think, I'm thinking like this. I'm in jail for unaliving my seed. They asking me a ridiculous question to say, well, are you working? I was working before all this. So in my mind, how is they able to afford a lawyer on their own volition if they're not even getting a bond to be able to get out? So, I mean, how fair is that? The courts will cross that bridge when he comes to it. At that point, he's employed. So you saying he's still employed, but he's locked up? Well, he won't be employed for long then, Deja Vu. That's all I know. Especially him being locked up for unaliving his own daughter. I just don't understand that though, Deja Vu. I don't think you can ever get me to understand that. It's no way for them to afford a lawyer if they locked up. You talking about past tense of what they was doing before they got incarcerated. So again, for the judge to just flat out deny them of a court-appointed attorney, and then I just think I don't understand that. Do you know that he was unemployed at the present time? He said he just got that job at DHL, Deja Vu. So beforehand, if he had just got that job, then he ain't been working long to really accumulate any type of money. You feel what I'm saying? What money he accumulated if he just got that job at DHL? So to me, I feel like, I guess it ain't supposed to be that fair, but damn, like, I'm not saying that I'm not saying lie about where you've been employed at and all this and that, but to me, that's just not okay. I'd have been in front of a judge. They asked me, did I work or whatever the case may be. I tell them how much I'm bringing in. And if they deem, they'd be like, okay, well, yeah, maybe, yeah, you don't make enough to be able to afford a lawyer on your own. So I was a court-appointed attorney. You feel what I'm saying? I told them how much I made and all this. And they like, okay, yeah, well, you qualify. Well, right. At that time when they asked, yes, he was employed. So, yes. But I guess that ain't their business to know how long he was employed or none of that then, huh, Deja Vu. Long as they know for a fact that he was employed, they figure he has the means to be able to afford his own lawyer. I guess. Damn, that still don't make it fair though, but I guess.
On for a homicide by child abuse case because it's a charge that could lead to life in prison or death. So this judge does not have the authority to set a bond for a charge like that.
Whoa. So they could be sentenced to death? Wait a minute, let me rewind that. Hold on. Let me rewind that part.
Harris, who is still missing tonight, but is believed to be deceased at this time. You heard the judge say, good luck to you, as he seeks legal counsel or tries to find legal counsel and proceeds with his court hearings as well. So if you guys are just catching up here, the mother, Javeayah Harris, was arrested and charged just like the father was, and had her bond hearing earlier this morning. That was denied, but this judge does not have the authority. You heard him say does not have the authority to set bond for a homicide by child abuse case because it's a charge that could lead to life in prison or death. So this judge does not have the authority to set a bond for.
Wow. I didn't know they did the death penalty down there in South Carolina. Wow. Whoa, I did not know they carried the death penalty down there in South Carolina, ladies and gentlemen. I did not know that. Whoa. Now that's pretty deep right there, ladies and gentlemen. I did not think that they had the death penalty. Well, that's what I get for thinking, but damn. They can either get life or death. Boy, damn. Boy, South Carolina ain't playing with you.
For a charge like that in South Carolina. So it has to go to a circuit court judge, and that will be held in the next 30 days or so, where that judge will hear this case and then set bond. So they are essentially held until that hearing happens, where they will go before another circuit court judge and they will hear their case, and then bond will be set at that time as well. So that is the latest update with this case. We still do not have any update on the search for Javeayah Harris. All we know is that yesterday, DNR, law enforcement, and SLED's helicopter were up in Great Falls, South Carolina, which is Chester County in the upstate, past Columbia, about 2 hours from Augusta. They were up there searching. At the time, we didn't know why they were searching, but we did end up hearing from from some of Javeayah's family members who showed up to the scene there. Some of them telling us they heard about some of this news over Facebook, which is just absolutely heartbreaking. And we heard from the sheriff yesterday that this is one of the hardest things that he's ever had to announce in his 30-plus years of law enforcement. And you can find our full coverage on our website, WRDW.com.
Right, y'all seen both of them. I want to know your thoughts and opinions on this shit. I just want to say RP to the baby again. You know, the beautiful baby definitely didn't deserve this shit. She definitely deserved a loving household that would have, you know, helped her grow, been there for her, nurtured her, and took care of her the way that she needed to be taken care of. But, you know, this day and age that we are in, it's a bunch of weirdos with no lives. They're low lives at the same time. It's just crazy, sad, and unfortunate. But let me know your thoughts and opinions on this whole situation, man. I'm going to keep you.
This is most definitely a sad case right here in itself, right? And if anything sure arise with this situation, any type of updates, I will keep y'all apprised about this. But my condolences to the family, to anybody other than the parents that had love for that baby girl. My condolences to y'all. These type of stories ain't never easy to talk about either, because you have two individuals that put a child in this world, and by nature you are known for parents to be protective of their own child. For the parents to allegedly take their own seed's life away is deplorable and is sickening. I need to take me a quick break. I'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies. Cut the music. Cut the music. Now, I want to take y'all back in time real quick, right? And then I'm going to go over this video that I was going over actually, but the power went out on me and I couldn't finish the live stream, y'all. So I'm gonna take y'all back in time with this one right here. And this is for the youngins. Now I know it was a movie and everything, but it still was a point. It still was based off of real life events, right? Now, y'all know. The ones who know, they know. But this is to the youngest. When we sit up here and talk about stepping and fetching, this is a clear example of it.
You see this yet? You know, all of your shit comes down on my head.
Oh, Frank, look,
No, you let me talk. It's like you're a big bird with radar, and I'm tired of getting hit.
Is this my fault?
This is nothing. I've got union lawyers threatening me, and there's talk of a walkout.
Well, let them. They're not teaching anything down there anyway.
Then it's your job to do
Not
something
one
about
of
it.
them has a personal stake in that school, Frank. Not one.
The fire chief was just here. He says it's illegal to bar those doors. Mrs. Barrett is organizing a parents group to try to get you removed, since you insulted them at that meeting the other night when you suggested that they get off welfare.
Oh, I didn't mean
Because the
that.
fact is, quite a few of them need it.
I wasn't talking to all of them, Frank. Now, look, you came and recruited me, man. You disappoint me, brother. You disappoint me.
The disappointment here is you.
Me?
Yes.
Look, you know who I am. You know me 30 years. You knew what I would do. You know how
Nigga,
I
can
operate.
you keep quiet? The fact is, you're screwing up. You're alienating everybody. Look at you. You have no life. Your wife left you. I ought to walk out on you myself.
Go ahead. Bail the hell on out.
But I said I would back you up.
That's what you said, Frank. That's what you said.
Brother, I will go through the fire with you. But you are not taking care of business. This shit you're pulling now, you're just going plain loco. And you suspend Darnell. What the hell was that?
Darnell is symptomatic of the disciplinary problem
He is
that
a
we're having in
good,
this entire
strong,
system.
young black teacher. So he dumped that desk right on top of your head. Well, right on. Good for him. You will reinstate that man, you hear? And then you fire Mrs. Elliott. Why? Because she didn't want to kiss your ass. Well, I wouldn't either. How about that?
Mrs. Elliott has an ego.
Yeah, well, you lost the best teacher we had. We couldn't get her back now if we wanted.
I don't have time for Mrs. Elliott's problem.
Well, you better make time.
We are being crucified by a process that is turning blacks into a permanent underclass here, Frank. A permanent underclass. No, see, nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody. Mrs. Elliott's missionary zeal about Mozart has nothing to do with our problem. Nothing. What good is Mozart going to do a bunch of children who can't go out and get a job?
Joe, your personal battles are going to cost us the war.
Listen.
Worry about the test scores.
What the hell you think I'm worried about, Frank?
End of discussion. Debate is over. You will write a formal apology.
I will what?
A formal apology for your treatment of Mrs. Elliott and Darnell and for your vicious and thoughtless insult to the women of this community. You will kowtow. You will step and fetch.
Frank, if you think...
Oh, you will kowtow. You will step and fetch. You will kowtow. Look, wait a minute. Hold on. You youngest, so y'all can hear that real good now. I want you to hear them out real good.
Mrs. Elliott and Darnell, and for your vicious and thoughtless insult to the women of this community. You will kowtow. You will step and fetch.
Frank, if you think you can...
You will kowtow. You will step and fetch. Boy, I ain't even bring up the kowtow. See, yeah, they too young for that. Yeah, see, they too young for that. They don't be knowing what them words really be mean. Hey, look, this been going on forever, right? And for you young people that really don't think that you got to step and fetch at a job, yes, the fuck you do. I don't want to give you a false perception of this. No, you really do got to step and fetch if you want to be able to provide for you and your family. Yeah, sometimes it's going to be things that you don't want to do. But guess what? You don't have time to be up in your emotions and your feelings about the job. Put your feelings in your back pocket and do what you need to do. Yes, in life, you will have to step in and fetch it for a motherfucker unless You want to go out there in the streets, and guess what? It's a different form of stepping and fetching when you're out there in the streets any goddamn way. So now you have to really pick the lesser of the two evils. Do you want to step and fetch at a plantation, at a job, or do you want to step and fetch for them niggas out there in the streets? Or do you want to step and fetch for yourself? This has been going on. Certain things in life you have to really come to upset. You have to accept it, right, for what it really is. You going to this plantation, you going to a job to earn money. You can't do all of what the hell you want to do. Excuse me. You have to abide by company policy. When people sit up here and go against company policy, then how can you feel sorry for them if they get punished? You went against company policy. You got caught with your hand in the cookie jar. Yes, Lovelace, it most definitely is a level of stepping and fetching. See, these youngins don't understand. Either you gonna step and fetch for them niggas out there in the streets, or you gonna step and fetch up at a job. Now, me personally, I don't want to step and fetch for them niggas in the street. I'd rather not step and fetch for nobody at no job. But guess what? I'd rather accept stepping and fetching for a job that I don't have to look over my goddamn shoulders and worry about somebody about to take me out. Forget that fast money. Forget that fast money. Been there, done that. Forget that fast money. No. You get hooked on that fast money, and you get it fast, and then it leaves you fast. See, when you work for it at the plantation, you have a deeper appreciation of you saving your money and getting the money by working hard every day. You show you have a humbleness that comes over you for you working all week and getting that check. I don't give a damn if you got to sit out there and pay out your whole check to bills. So what? But anyway, I just wanted to play that for the young viewers that actually look at my videos and look at my live streams, and y'all be wondering where do the step and fetch it comes from? It comes from them. It comes from them. We've been calling it the plantation, Carlos, please. We've been doing that. So what's so different about it now? I've been calling it the plantation. Now I know I ain't no slave or nothing like that, but shit, hell, it feels like it at times. Shit, yeah, is we really free though, Carlos? Yeah, we may be free. We may be free in certain areas in life, but I don't think we all the way free. You know, they still try to have a grip hold on us and everything. So, I mean, that's up for interpretation. Whatever you see yourself being as free as. Right, Marlo. Yeah, we most definitely free. Yeah, we free to go to jail. I mean, yeah, we free in a lot of aspects though, but I just feel like in certain ways we not. You feel what I'm saying? But that's just my opinion. All right, so let me go to this video right here. Like I said, I was going over the video before my power had went off. And it was about a real nasty story, ladies and gentlemen. Real nasty. All right. And I still got the video. I'm about to go to it right now. All right, hold on. All right, wait a minute. Hold on. Not that. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Because I could have sworn I had that video. Wait a minute. I could have sworn. Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna have to get that video again. Hold on, y'all. Because I got to get this video. Because like I said, I was doing the video, but like I said, the power had went off. So y'all give me a moment. Hold on. Okay. All right. So I know where to get it from either way. Because I actually was doing a video on this. And for those who do remember me doing a video about it, it was she had a baby with her biological brother, and her mom and dad knew everything. So I was actually doing the video, but I never finished it. So Carlos King most definitely got that video, and I can go ahead and finish up this despicable ass story right here.
Are your two daughters in the house?
No.
Okay.
For child neglect.
Yeah. Headquarters, I got 3 in custody. Come on.
Child neglect.
What do you mean by somebody yes. Them and them?
Somebody's down, somebody's down at the county.
What county? What county?
Yeah, he says down for the county.
He said they got
a felony warrant.
They got a container.
A felony warrant.
See, we should have never came back to the high with you, see, baby. I told you.
I would have went to jail too by myself.
No, we shouldn't have came.
We
should have
came back. I should have been there left. I was thinking about leaving earlier, and I would have.
No, not talking about that. I'm talking.
Big sis. So you remember when I was doing? I had went and got the actual body cam footage of this. Now I don't know what then happened to it because it was. I could have sworn I put it on my community wall, but yes. This right here, these sick individuals, her own brother impregnate her, and she has a baby by her own damn brother. Incest. And the whole time the mom and daddy knew about it. Psst, nasty.
All right, what's up with it, y'all? So look, I'm back again with another video right now. Look, I was finna do another video, but I ran across this. The title of this just makes me just want to drop everything and see what the hell happened. But basically it says that she gave birth to her brother's child. Now that shit just crazy, bro. And I don't understand what the hell be going on with these situations, but some things do happen because of people being, devilish and lascivious and things like this. So we finna see what's going on with it. I don't want to prejudge it too early. I just want to say, like I always say, them juices don't supposed to be mixing. Same bloodlines, clashing, never been a good idea, and it never will be. Y'all gonna blow up them houses like I be telling y'all, bro. Them fumes and shit do not supposed to be going on, man. Hey, but it is what it is. I digress. But basically, I want to also say this as well, too. If you want to jump in on this sweepstakes, I got a bonus going on for the 4th of July.
So
the family are about to be arrested after a disturbing discovery was made at a local hospital some months earlier in the summer. An 18-year-old teen with an intellectual disability, the daughter within this family unit, had given birth to a child.
So wait, and before I even continue, if they know he has a disability with his mental, right? Then why are you still putting cuffs on him then? Evidently, he don't think that what he did was wrong. Now, who you should be putting in jail, not him, but the parents. The parents should have been the one that actually sat the son down and told him, no, that's not what you do with your sister. That's your sister. That's your sibling. You don't have relations with your own sister. So I feel like they did an injustice on putting handcuffs and locking him up if they're acknowledging that he has something mentally wrong with him.
The baby's biological father was her own brother, the adult son.
Yeah. Okay. I was going to do a video about this a long time ago. I got the real actual police video on DVD right now. I just couldn't strip it back then at the time because I was so busy. But this took place in Oklahoma. I remember this. I got the actual body cam footage of this. This is some crazy shit. Let's get back into it. So whoever narrated this video, they got to be from Oklahoma because you got to do a lot of shit to get this video. Let's get into it though. I never seen the outcome or none of that. I just knew about the situation. What the hell?
I know, right?
He took advantage of her. That's crazy. Little freaky fucker.
But I don't want to say that because, again, if he's mentally not all the way there, maybe he don't. I have to take it into accountability that he ain't working with a full load up there. So I will more than likely put that on the parents versus trying to really come at him, especially if he is mentally disabled. That means that he really don't even understand what he did. He thinking all of what he did was okay. I'm just saying. And then it don't make it no better if the parents is not really telling him what he did is wrong. But yes, it is sick. But the son ain't even all the way up there allegedly. So it's like, I don't want to beat him up because if he ain't mentally all the way there, then it's up to the parents to make sure that that type of thing don't even happen.
Just relax, Nathaniel. Relax.
He a junior. Nathaniel Jr.
Hey, Smith, come out here. Come out here. Hey, throw another one. Come out here. Put your brother. This is mine.
I'll take advantage of your sister.
Now, Carlos King, I'm not saying this right on what he did to his sister, but again, the only reason that I'm not so willing to jump completely out the window on the young man is because they're alleging, saying that he ain't mentally all the way there. So, I mean, I kind of find it hard to really drive down on him. Yes, it's wrong. Yes, with people with the mental capacity to understand right from wrong can know that, but it don't seem like he has it. And appreciate that slap on the neck. Okay, what if he, okay, now there's some messages in this for what if he was a product by incest, John? Then that's again, that's only telling me right there that they accept that type of thing within a family then. And they feel nothing is wrong with that type of thing. You feel what I'm saying? And again, I don't condone that to save my life. I'm sorry, I don't. And I understand that that type of thing is practiced down there in the South. That type of behavior, now let me be totally honest with that, right? Can it happen anywhere? Yes. But where do that type of thing normally happens? Down south. And sometimes you have families that actually condone that type of behavior. It's sick. It's sick for sure. You feel what I'm saying? And if he a product of that type of thing, then it's like, again, the parents don't see nothing wrong. As a matter of fact, once y'all continue to see the body cam footage, y'all gonna see that the parents was even trying to say, well, damn, we should have went another way. We should have never came out. So they're defending that. You feel what I'm saying? They're defending that. So that's allowing that young man to believe that that's actually the thing to do. When in all actuality, that is against the law, and the parents is not actually putting it down to the son that, hey, that's wrong. These parents already knew that the son was having relations with his own sister, and they did nothing about it. It's a possibility that they are product of incest, their own self. It's possible. It's most definitely possible.
I'll get your cuffs first. That's around for me. You got an arrest warrant, so that's why you're in going in cuffs. Yeah, you're Tamika, right? Ow!
Thank you for that slap on the neck once again, Letitia, for Happy Monday. Did Carlos say he got this on DVR? Yes, he does. He said he have it on DVR, Letitia. So yes, he says he have it. So I'm gonna look out for another. If he makes another video of this, I'll talk about it again. But for what I know right now, this is the only video that he has of the situation. Now, again, for those who didn't know, I already reported on this, but by the power going out in my at the time when I was doing a review on this, I wasn't able to finish it. So shout out to Carlos King for actually having this on the DVR, and hopefully he may put out the original body cam footage. You know what I'm saying? Because I know this came from somewhere else. I know that for a fact because I know where I got it from.
Around for me, okay?
I'm trying to ask how.
Yeah, I know where I got it.
What's happening?
Yep. Are there your two daughters in the house? Oh, okay.
For child neglect.
Yep. Headquarters, I got 3 in custody. Come on.
Sir, I didn't
Come on.
I didn't neglect my child.
That's fine. You got an arrest warrant.
Yeah, lock her ass up too.
I'm not saying you did, but I got a warrant for you, okay? Got a warrant for all 3 of you, actually.
The daddy. I forgot about the daddy.
You got any weapons on you or anything, bro? I'm not gonna check you, but I'm gonna...
I just got finished talking to my caseworker.
Okay, well, these warrants are confirmed, so...
Damn, this crazy, cuz.
Let me take a shake down.
Fred!
Copy.
Can I get this? I need to call my caseworker. I need to call my caseworker.
I'll tell you what, if you nail her charge, I think I got an extra pair in mind.
I didn't know they arrested her too.
Slide over here for me.
Damn.
I got my foot in there.
I'm gonna do it, but I told you that. Relax.
It's not the house though.
Okay.
Who talking?
I think that's that daddy talking. I think that's the daddy talking right now.
Hang on, man.
Oh, you know what? I think that's the son because they got the son.
You want me to put him in the middle?
I think that may be the son. That may be the son.
So he's got a warrant for child neglect, felony warrant. You got a felony warrant for child neglect. He's got a felony warrant for sexual something or another, okay? So you all 3 got warrants. That's why we're here.
Oh, who put the warrants out?
Oklahoma County. They put it out September 25th. They've all been confirmed.
September 25th?
Yes, ma'am.
My caseworker didn't let me know nothing about it.
They're not that.
Right now, I'm going to court right now to get my daughters back.
I got you. Well, that's the civil side, right? Now, getting your daughters back is child protective services. This is the criminal side.
So all of that shit tying in together. She already got some cases with CPS, and then you got your kids having kids inside of your house, basically under your watch. Now you can't control what these kids be doing and shit like that. But at the same time, if you already got shit going on, yeah, they're gonna look at it like that. It's like you're not providing a safe environment for your children. Now she could be a little bit behind too, a little delayed, you feel me? But at the same time, right is right and wrong is wrong. So I'm saying that to say, even if you are mentally challenged, a majority of the people, they know what the hell is right and what's wrong, and they know what don't feel right and what do feel right. And sometimes people go against it because it makes them feel good. If you get where I'm coming from when I say what I say, I just don't rock with it, and I do believe that they should be, you know, penalized to the maximum extent. Now, people be having shit like this going on, and people don't be knowing. You know what I'm saying? So if anybody around them knew, that shit lame. But if you don't be knowing what the hell people really got going on, you can't be faulted for it. But they knew. That's why they ass is going to jail. But yeah, it's just sick. It's just despicable, man. You know what I'm saying? And whoever the hell in there hollering, I think that's the daddy. I didn't even remember the daddy until they brought him up again, you know what I'm saying, a while ago. And then when he started talking and shit, because I think that's him, because the little boy don't seem like he finna say nothing. But ultimately, I'm only saying that because, you know, for him to be even mentioned, something has had to happen, in my personal opinion. Something had to happen, because those type of things don't even go together. So for it to come out like that, something happened, bro. But yeah, this shit crazy as hell. Let's get back into it. And to me, that little boy don't look like he's mentally challenged. I mean, you can looks can be deceiving and shit like that, but ultimately he knew what the hell he was doing, in my personal opinion. And I think that's why they being charged like this. Let's get back into it.
And you know what, Carlos King, I get your rhyme of reason. You know, again, that's a situation that I don't want to really dive into, because you just never know. We both don't know this young man. For all I know, you may be right. He may be mentally able to know right from wrong, right? But I mean, they literally came out and said that he's not mentally all the way there. So again, I know myself, I don't know this young man from a can of paint. What he did to his sister to impregnate her and she have his baby is unreal, right? But you still got to look at the parents. And if they already in the system, the mama is already in the system, kids already in the system, they've been having problems. So it's like, you would think that they would be trying to get the son all the help that he needs, right? And I just feel like, if I'm being honest, I feel like the parents in this situation has failed him. They failed both. They failed him and they failed their own daughter. For whatever sick perversions that they have going on, or whatever the case may be, we don't know the extent of how their family is set up. Again, maybe the parents is into that incest. Maybe they themselves is a product of incest. You feel what I'm saying? Maybe it's a bloodline full of incest. We just don't know. I'm not saying that it's right either way. You feel what I'm saying? No, I don't condone that. But at the same time, we don't know how they family, you know, structure is, though. You feel what I'm saying? They could all be with it and don't just never see nothing wrong with it. You feel what I'm saying? That in itself, to me, is some mentally disturbed individuals that don't see the wrong in them allowing the son to have relations with the sister and allow their daughter to have the son, which is her brother's baby. That is beyond me right there, ladies and gentlemen. That is beyond me. I'm sorry.
It's a family being charged. Let's go. Yeah, that had to been a daddy.
Okay, that was the daddy.
I wasn't.
Right.
Okay. Junior school.
And let me say this. Good morning, Yeller. How are you? Hope all is truly well. And thank you for stopping on over here at old JB2 Reaction Channel and giving me a light. I already know you really don't care for these type of situations, but nonetheless, I do appreciate you always showing support over here at the JB2 Reaction Channel.
Man, I gotta put your mama here too.
My child.
I don't know what I'm saying.
Put the seat back.
These seats don't go back, brother.
I never neglected my child.
And I'm not saying you have, but y'all have warrants. That's why I'm out here, okay? So I don't.
Lock their ass up.
Are you gonna be able to get in like that?
The leg messed up.
All right, hold on. Here's what we're gonna do. Okay, all right, hold on. Nigga, you gonna be cool with me? You been cool with me?
She got medication. She got medication. She got a lot of medication. She need her medication. She gonna need her medication.
Senior, I hear you. All right, I'm being super cool with you guys. Unfortunately, I'm just doing my job. All right. Let's make it here. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Okay, turn around. I'm gonna put them on the front. That way you can get in. Okay.
You got the house. Somebody in there to get my food.
I'll get you the.
Because I can't.
I got you. Come on. You walking just fine. We're not gonna start this.
No, it's hurting.
Okay.
No, it's hurting.
Have a seat. Have a seat.
She's not faking.
Okay.
She's not faking.
Man, go on.
I've been walking around all day with my boot on.
Okay.
Getting a divorce.
Come. Sit this here. I'm sorry to hear that, guys.
I don't know what to do.
All right, settle in, okay?
I don't think they care about where you was on your way.
Yeah.
What about the house though? You ain't got home? Yeah, I got it.
I got you.
And get up and be good and get her boot for her leg.
Where's your boot at?
It's in
Medicine, they won't give you a county. You have to get that account. It's on the dresser. Where's the dresser? So if I walk in the door, where's it at?
But she got it. It's right there.
Right as Dude, wait a minute. She getting high. Him, her, and the baby and the daddy, they both is getting high, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm really good at guessing it right. I believe that she on that cocaine. Yeah, I believe that she's on that cocaine, and I believe that the daddy, this is just my observation, the way she moving and the way she moving her mouth and all that. In my humble opinion, I believe that her and the father is doing crack cocaine. My opinion, not saying it to be a fact.
I walk in the door.
In my room. My room is right there. If she don't have a medicine, she gonna have a heart attack.
They'll give her medicine in county, okay? Which one's the house key? Anybody know?
The plain one.
This one?
Yes.
Okay. No, y'all hang tight.
Is it plain?
I have no idea. You tell me.
Let them try through until you get the right one.
I'll make sure you get the right one, okay?
You get the right one.
No, y'all hang tight and we'll get out of here, okay?
I came back too fast. I should have left it. I was on my way out the door. It's my child neglect. Child neglect? What do you mean by child neglect?
Come on down. Come on down at the county.
What county?
Yeah, he says down for the county.
He said they got a container.
The felony warrant.
See, we should have never came back to the house with you, see, baby. I told you we should.
I would have went to jail too by myself.
No, we should have never came.
You should have came back. I should have been on that. I was thinking about leaving earlier. I would
not been nice about it. I'm talking about our children. No, it was cool.
Wow! It's too late. It's too late. Y'all talk too much. Man, come on, man. Y'all don't know that they got a video recorder up in the squad car, and they recording everything that you're saying up in it. Lord Jesus Christ. Lord Jesus Christ, boy, you can't make this up right here. Godly.
They need to go to jail, cuz look how they acting there and there. They know what the hell, like I said, they knew what the hell was going on, but look, I can't even talk, cuz. Look how they acting and moving in the damn car, man. They recording this recording. Like, what is there to hide? You know, they was in cahoots. They need to be charged. That little girl in that house going through.
Oh, I know they're gonna use this against them right there. That audio, that video and audio recording. Oh, they gonna use that straight against him. They gonna be like, hey, now, hey, you said the son was a little lame now in the brain. No, he ain't talking the way he was talking in the back of that squad car. Yeah, I should have left. But then you hear the mama say, but I would have went to jail by myself. Boy, they gonna leave mama high and dry. So they ain't gonna be able to use that excuse, boy. Y'all cooked.
Hell, and the mama just involved. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, you can be mentally challenged all day long, but right is right and wrong is wrong. And I know plenty of people who are considered to be mentally challenged that wouldn't go for this shit at all. They'll really do some, they'll crash out on you behind some shit like this. But yeah, he told me he knew he should have left. Said he came back too fast. Like, this is just crazy, man. They nasty. The hills have eyes type shit they got going on. Just funky and nasty. Let's go. What the hell?
Well, anyway, we ain't do nothing. I was come get my clothes. I was come get my clothes.
They slow as hell.
I come get my clothes.
Because I caught candy.
He's slow as hell.
What the fuck? What in the hell is he talking about? I don't know about y'all, but I know for a fact now, they getting high. The daddy getting high for cocaine. The mama, she got all this medication and all that. That just to cover up. She ain't taking none of that damn medicine. She getting high. And I wouldn't be surprised if the son was sitting up getting high.
But I don't know her number. I don't know her number.
How many days?
I don't know her number.
That Teddy finds what's going on. They got him detained on hold up in jail because they think we behind and we all three waiting together.
Yeah, he asked me, was the girlfriend? I said,
what? You wait. You think that they think that y'all is doing a three-way with your boy? Hey, they is nasty as hell. Damn, that's nasty.
Here. I just got finished cooking.
Oh, you stole home?
They fought?
He said it's a felony one.
Oh, he just let one go.
But I was on the phone when they were ringing us.
They get up, man. You can't convince me, Edgewise KTC, that they ain't getting high. You can't convince me about nothing. No, I know a crackhead when I see one. And both the mama and the daddy is both smoking crack. I'm telling you, look how they talking. Boy, if I'm the son, boy, look, anybody else that's a part of that family, I would feel ashamed. They probably ain't got no shame at all about this shit, but I would feel shamed. Like my mama talking like this, my daddy talking like this. It's on body cam footage for the world to see. Well, I would be so embarrassed oh my goodness. And you see why I tell on my mom and my own daddy? Now, do y'all see this type of situation where I will sit up and tell on my own mama and my own daddy, y'all gonna be looking stupid by your damn self. Man. Boy, this is some really sick shit.
They come to get me. We know they can't get me though.
They nasty, cuz.
Leave the phone on.
Did you tell them they got me too?
They see you. They see you. I got in the car. I said, what you gonna want it for?
You don't look like calling my name out loud.
He think we corporate or something. He think we Christian.
That's they messed up my record. That's what's on my record.
They trying to get you or you'll be able to make your court tomorrow. Know what they did. They know they did that, right?
I'm a caseworker.
Caseworker ain't studying your ass.
Yeah, I'll come get my code. Said not getting my code. Who said it? What, they got bond on us too?
Mom and Dad, you both got a $5,000 bond. Junior, you got a $25,000.
What? Oh my God.
What is
I
that?
got a $5,000 bond.
Yes, ma'am.
Why you got the bond like that for? For what?
You asking what the charges are?
Yeah.
So two parents got child, and then he's got us with an adult.
He's an adult.
That's an adult. It all has to do with that case the investigators were working on.
Oh God. That's an adult.
I've never neglected my kids.
Look, I'm just
bullshit.
Right?
Yeah, he is doing the job. He's nothing he can do. He's just doing the job, bro. I understand that.
So is he saying I can't get out?
I mean, you got to post bond. It's usually 10%. So parents, you got 500. He's got 2,500.
500 for me, 500 for her.
And it's usually 10%. So 10% of 5,000, 500.
I ain't seen nobody get
On
charged.
July
Like
1st, 2024, Lieutenant Brett South of the Village Police Department was called to a hospital in Oklahoma by the Department of Human Services after the 18-year-old girl in question had, of course, gave birth. DHS became involved after hospital staff raised concerns while attempting to identify the baby's father. The team initially stated that her boyfriend had got her pregnant, but nurses questioned the validity of her account and feared she may have been a victim of abuse by a family member. When DHS investigators interviewed her, they received similar answers. They knew that something was amiss, so they requested assistance from the Village Police Department to conduct a more thorough investigation. Upon arriving at a hospital on July 1st, Lieutenant South received the same explanation the others had been given. The baby's father was the teen's boyfriend. But just like medical staff and DHS investigators, he suspected she was withholding the truth. Determined to find out what was really happening then, Lieutenant South gently reassured her that she wasn't in trouble and that her baby wouldn't be taken from her. And it was there, after some coaxing, the teen finally revealed some new information, something truly horrific. She said her dad, 66-year-old Nathaniel Molden, was the baby's father. When asked how she knew, she further explained that her mother, Tamika Molden, had told her she suspected that to be the case after she had caught Nathaniel leaving her bedroom under suspicious circumstances roughly 9 months before the birth.
Whoa, so wait. So the daughter was pinning the child on her own daddy whole time she knew that it was her own brother? Boy, this is some diabolical shit.
Tamika later told Lieutenant South that she had not reported the matter to law enforcement because she wanted to wait until the child was born.
Big sis, them kids was already in the system. No, it wasn't the dad. No, it wasn't the dad, though, big sis. It wasn't the dad. It was the brother. The girl lied. The sister lied. The daughter lied to the police saying that it was the father the whole time. It was the brother that had the relations with her and impregnated her. So, no, it wasn't the daddy.
That way a DNA test could be conducted to confirm if Nathaniel was indeed the father. As horrifying as the revelation was, ultimately it wasn't the truth. According to police, Nathaniel never had any sexual relations with his daughter. She had simply gone along with Tamika's story. Given her intellectual disability, the police understood why she did so. So, who was the father then? Well, the answer to that is just as horrifying. As you already know, it was her 19-year-old brother, Nathaniel Morden Jr. During a subsequent interview, Nathaniel Jr. admitted to having sexual relations with his sister, and on one occasion in the past, the pair had been caught by their parents and had been spanked as punishment. A direct contradiction to his mother's testimony. She maintained she was unaware of any relations between the children. Junior would also tell detectives that although they had a sexual relationship in the past, the last time they had intercourse was around 2 years before the pregnancy, when both were minors. Investigators later determined he wasn't being truthful, as the DNA results showed a 99% match to him. All three were ultimately charged for their roles in the case.
As they should.
Nathaniel Sr. and Tamika were charged with child neglect, while Nathaniel Jr. was charged with incest. They all initially pleaded not guilty, but their stances changed as the court proceedings progressed. In December 2024, shortly after his arrest, Nathaniel Jr. pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 7 years in prison. Then came Tamika in March of 2026. She pleaded no contest and received a 7-year deferred sentence. Essentially, she was placed on strict probation, which was oversaw by the Department of Corrections. Any violations of the conditions put in place will result in her serving the full remaining term in jail. And finally, in May 2026, Nathaniel Sr. pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 5 years in prison. It's October 8th.
I'm glad they always charged because they different.
Damn. The son had to do 7 years. The mama, the only one to me that got off scot-free, she got it deferred. But if she violate that probation, she got to go back and then do the remaining balance of that time. The daddy get 5 years, but the boy, yeah. And matter of fact, that you know what? Them talking in the back of that squad car KTC, I think that's what really booked him. That's what booked that young man, because that young man and that father, they knew exactly what was going on. They was talking too much up in that squad car. And that conversation that all three of them had up in that squad car, they used it clean against them. So they like, no, you may be a little mentally slow, but you knew better and you knew right from wrong in that situation, because you sitting in the squad car in front of a video surveillance in the squad car talking and running your mouth. Son got to do 7 years. Now that's gonna be a big time mess with his sister having his baby. Just imagine how the hell she's supposed to explain that the baby daddy is your uncle. Whoa. Your father is your uncle too. He your uncle and your father. Boy, that's some confusing bullshit right there. That is super confusing. It ain't funny, but golly. Oh, Lord Jesus. That child, I just hope that the child actually have a chance to live somewhat of a normal life. Even though deep down, I know that child's life really ain't going to be normal at all, in my humble opinion. But again, I hope for the best for that child, that unfortunately they had to conceive brother and sister. It's just a big dumbass mess, ladies and gentlemen. It's just a real big dumb mess. It is. That is something to explain to your child once he get older. Who's the daddy? And you got to sit up there and tell your son or your daughter that your father is also your uncle. That is just nasty. And rightfully so, all of them, except for the mama. Well, she just getting extensive probation. And the way she's so broke down and everything, I don't see a scenario where she's going to be really doing too much of anything anyway to really violate it. The only way I see her violating it is if she's sitting up getting high. Now, if they've been locked up since 2024, so then the son still got like 5-6 more years. And the daddy got like probably like 3 more years up in there. That's just Lord Jesus. Wait a minute. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. All right. Let's see here. And y'all, please hit that like button if y'all picking up what I'm putting down with this content this morning. And shout out to the chat. Shout out to y'all participating with the content this morning. I do appreciate it. All right. I do appreciate the slaps on the neck. I do appreciate it. I appreciate all the ways of the support that y'all give me over here on this channel. Like I said, I vowed to put out content that everybody can actually pick up on and really give their opinion about it. And yes, there's going to be stories that I talk about on here that is not that favorable. And some type of way you try to find some type of way to be able to find some type of humor with it. I'm sorry, it's just going to be certain stories, though, that no matter how much you try to find some type of humor in it, it really ain't funny. Incest is a punishable offense in any state, right? Again, I know down south they do things totally different, and we all know that, right? Again, I hope for the best for the child in this situation. I hope that the young man gets the help that he needs, and I hope that the sister get the help that she needs, because obviously they are all mentally damaged in that family. We really don't know how deep it goes. It sounds like it's pretty deep. It looks pretty deep to me, you know. So I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. I digress on all that. And again, been live for 2.5 hours. So I need to more than likely, well, yes, I am going to set up a live stream for, let's see, it's about to be 11 o'clock. So I'll set the live stream at 3 o'clock. That would be the next time I go live, ladies and gentlemen. Lighten the mood up a little bit. Talk about something that's a little bit more entertaining. I don't want to drown y'all out with a whole lot of bad news and that type of drama. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yes, it needs to be talked about, yes, but I don't want to drown y'all out with all that. All right. So when I come back, we'll talk about something that's a little bit more entertaining, something for y'all to really engage and really, you know, pose y'all questions or have y'all opinions about. That's enough with all that type of stuff right there. I can't take too much of it. I know I got to talk about it. I know it's content and it deserves to be talked about, but there's only so much of that I really want to continuously keep talking about. We all know that's some sick things, sick people in the world. Unfortunately, in this situation, the son got caught up and some incest with his own sister. Parents knew about it. The end. They all getting time. Both father and son is doing time while the mama got to do time outside, only on the conditions that she don't violate her probation. The minute that she do, they'll send her right to jail, and then she have to do the remaining balance of her time. So, I mean, to me, justice has been served, but we can't forget about that child in this whole situation and the sister. All right? Because, again, that family orientation of how they set up is just all messed up. But again, we don't know how deep it goes. I hope that they get it together once the son and once the father get out, and he just be there for his seed, because the damage is already done. Now, at this point, he just needs to make sure he be there and just do what he needs to do. You know, I don't know how that's going to work. Hopefully, like I said, they get the help that they need, you know, so. But anyway, I'm going to wrap it up, y'all. Again, I appreciate y'all. Shout out to the chat once again. Happy Monday. Hope all is well. Thank you, KTC. But I will be back. I will be back after 3 o'clock. All right. So salute to y'all. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. But live from the basement, your host with the most, JB2 Reactions, is gone.